Hey everybody. So after I did my Temptu tutorial, I had a ton of questions coming in about the difference between the Temptu Air and the original Temptu system that I used in the tutorial itself. And because I didn't own a Temptu Air, it was really hard for me to give an accurate description of the difference between both of them, which system I found better. So that just showed me that I needed to get the Temptu Air also so I could give a very educated answer on both systems and comparing them together. So naturally, I went out and got myself the Temptu Air. Sorry, honey. So I have my system right here. This is what it looks like. If you don't remember, this is what the original Temptu system is. You do plug it in. This new Temptu Air is cordless, except you do have to charge it, and this is the cord that it comes with. You plug it into the wall, and then you plug it into the back of the system here, and you just sort of let it charge when you're not using it. I would say that that's a positive and a negative as far as it's so great that it's cordless. You can take it anywhere. This would probably be something that you would want to travel with more. But if you're anything like me and you're a little bit forgetful, it could be a bit annoying that you might want to use it one day and you forgot to plug it in and it doesn't have a charge. So that is definitely a pro and a con. It is a lot easier to not be hooked up to cords, but it is also kind of a pain to remember to plug it in. So what I'm going to do today is just quickly do my makeup routine using the Temptu Air, kind of like what I did with the Temptu original, but just for you guys to see the difference, see how it works, and how I do my own. So let's get started. You guys already know colors. I'll just briefly go through that, but I'm gonna make this quick. So I should mention, I have already moisturized my face, I've already done my eyes, my eyebrows, and I put on primer. So now is the step where if I have any red marks, any blemishes, this is where I would go in. As you guys already know, you've already seen me do this. We'll go in, just sort of touch up a few blemishes, some red areas. By now, you guys already know my routine, so this is just a little bit of catch up. So then I am going to grab the Temptu Air. I am going to use the color Ivory for my foundation. In the last video, I did Warm Ivory, but I feel like I have 010, so I'm just going to go down a little bit in color. So what you do is, it's very similar to the original Temptu. You just pull that out, plop this in there, and it's as easy as that. When you use this, you hold it down, and then I don't know if you can see those two lights lighting up, but there's 3 different levels that you can use. So for my foundation, I want it to be on the 2nd level, and then this little lever, you can decide how much foundation you want to come out by just pulling it down as much as you would like. So here we go. We're just going to use the same motions, very light. You guys already know I like to close my eyes. Okay, so then you just hold that button down, it turns off, and you're good to go. By releasing it, you just press this little button here, pull it out, and you're good. So after that, I am going to put in the bronzer, the Warm Glow. Give it a little shake, push it out, pop that, and in it goes. So with this, I want it to be on the very first level. So I'm going to turn it on, and then I'm going to just quickly tap it. It goes to 3, tap it again, and it goes back down to 1. So now that I have it it's the lightest level it goes, and then it's just a lot easier for precision for contouring. So I'm just going to contour my cheekbones right in there, and I do like to bounce back and forth. And I play around with how close I do it to my face. Sometimes I come a little closer, and other times I think it looks a little bit better if I keep the system away from my face a little bit. But can you guys even see that beautiful color come on there? I'm so obsessed with Temptu because it's so easy and it gives you just the prettiest colors. And since it's on the lightest system, it's easy because it comes on very lightly and you can just layer it to what you want. You will also find that when you use Temptu, any makeup even, any foundation, whether you're applying it yourself or using an airbrush system, it looks different after a few minutes to let it settle. So don't get too crazy with perfection. Put it on, give yourself a second to see how it settles onto your face, and then see if you need to add more, layer a little bit, what you do from there. As you can see, I close my eyes, but I go by feel because you can feel it come out. Okay, now that I'm done with that, I also play around with brushes too when I'm doing my Temptu. So if I feel like something needs to be sort of evened out a little bit before I let it dry, I'll just go in there, take a brush, even things out. You can kind of play around with it, which is also another amazing thing about the Temptu. So now I'm going to go in and I'm going to use my nude pink blush. Give it a little pull. Pop it in there, turn it on. Also with blush, you probably want it to be on the lowest setting too, just so that you can work with it a little bit easier. So I'm just going to go over top of the contouring a little bit, but just give my cheeks a little bit more of some color. Okay, so now that I'm done with that, what I like to do is set it with a powder. So Temptu also has this setting powder. It looks like this. So I just take off the top here. I take my MAC brush, dab it in there, pat it off. Okay, so now that I'm done with that, you could just leave this as it is, but I would like to go in a little bit more with some powders now and just sort of freshen up my look, give it a little bit more pop, and let the Temptu base that I just set look flawless underneath. So I'll just very, very quickly go in with my Anastasia contouring kit, grab these colors, go over the bronzing that I already did. And so I'm just sharpening everything up. You guys, I love this Temptu so much. It's just so beautiful and it really makes the whole application of makeup so flawless, and it sets such a nice base. So now that I'm done with that, I'm just going to come in here with that brown color, give a little bit more definition to my nose. This was just supposed to be a Temptu video, but I'm just going to show you what I do pretty much every day. So I have that done. Blend that in a little bit. And then I found an amazing concealer. I still am obsessed with my Master Conceal, but I also found from Revlon, it's the color Stay Whipped 24 hours. It is so amazing. It goes on like butter, and I'm just going to use that today for you guys to see how that works. So same thing, apply it under my eyes in somewhat of a triangle shape. And that is pretty much that. I am going to set this highlighter, and then I'm also just going to go in quickly with my Temptu highlighter to finish off the look. I love the color Champagne for the Temptu highlighter, and that will finish off everything. So I'm going to go in, grab this Champagne, pop it in here, turn this on, and then I'm just going to go on the top of my cheekbones right over that concealer that I just put on. And this really just ups your look. It just really puts everything together. And guys, that is that. If you have any blending out that you want to do, any evening out, go ahead. And there you go. So this is the Temptu Air. It's very, very similar to the Temptu original, but as you can tell, it is a little bit smaller. It is cordless. I really can't tell you which one is better. I think both of them have different qualities and functions that are great for one, maybe a con for another, but overall, you're winning if you have either one. And I'm just so excited that I have both, that I can have one maybe more for travel, one that sort of is designated here. And I hope you love this look. If you have any questions, feel free to message me. And thanks so much for watching, guys. We'll see you soon.